Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down the Gujarat Titans' deceptively quiet strategy for the IPL 2026 auction. Because while other teams are out there making a ton of noise, Gujarat is playing a completely different game.
Okay, so this is really the big question, right? How on earth does a team with one of the smallest budgets expect to outplay all the big spenders? Well, as you're about to find out, for Gujarat, the answer isn't about having a bigger purse. It's about having better clarity.
You see, while a lot of teams are in full-on rebuild mode, scrambling to plug huge holes in their squads, Gujarat is coming from a place of real strength. Their entire approach is built on a totally different principle.
And this quote from head coach Ashish Nehra, man, it just says it all. They're not walking into this auction desperate, hunting for survival. They're hunting for very specific, intelligent upgrades to a team that's already scary good.
Now let's talk about this number. On the surface, yeah, having just under 13 crore looks like a massive handicap. But here's the thing. For Gujarat, this isn't a limitation, it's a feature. The purse is small by design, and that's the whole point.
And this slide just lays out the difference perfectly. While other teams with huge war chests are going to get dragged into bidding wars just to build a core, Gujarat can afford to be patient. Why? Simple. They've already retained 20 players, including their entire first-choice starting 11. They can just sit back and be selective.
So, how can they afford to be so laser-focused? Well, it all comes down to the foundation they're already working with. The key to their entire strategy is the incredible strength they already have in the bank.
I mean, just look at this lineup. Their batting is, well, it's absolutely stacked. You've got Captain Shubman Gill Sai Sudharsan. Oh yeah, just the 2025 Orange Cap winner. No big deal. That's one of the best opening pairs in the league, and it's backed up by a deep, powerful, and super flexible middle order.
And if you thought the batting was good, their bowling attack might be their biggest weapon. You've got the magic of Rashid Khan, the raw pace of Mohammad Siraj and Kagiso Rabada, and of course Prasidh Krishna, who, by the way, is the reigning Purple Cap winner. This is a top-tier international-grade unit.
So, to put it simply, they are not trying to fix some clunker of a car. This is a high-performance engine, a finely tuned machine. All they're doing at the auction is adding that last bit of polish to make it perfect. But look, even the best machines can have a weak spot or two, right? And what makes Gujarat so smart is they know exactly where their vulnerabilities are. They've zeroed in on two very specific areas that need a little bit of attention.
And here it is. This is it. Their entire auction mission, all that planning, all that strategy, it boils down to these two things. Find a finisher and get some bowling insurance. That's it. Simple, clear, and incredibly focused.
Okay, so gap number one is the big one. It's the most critical. When they traded Sherfane Rutherford, they left a pretty big hole in their late innings power. And, in today's T20 game, those last few overs are everything. A specialist finisher isn't just nice to have. It's an absolute must if you're serious about winning a title.
The second gap. This is all about playing it smart. It's risk management. Yeah, their main bowlers are world-class, but let's be real. Kagiso Rabada has had a share of injuries, and even the legendary Rashid Khan had a bit of an off-season last year. You just gotta have quality backup. You need a plan B.
Okay, so we know the problems. The question is, how are they going to solve them with such a tight budget? Let's dive into the actual nuts and bolts of their master plan.
And this right here is the heart of their whole financial game plan. And it's really interesting, kind of goes against the grain. Instead of sprinkling their cash around on a bunch of players, they're going to pool their resources, go all in on one major impact signing, that finisher we talked about, and then go bargain hunting with whatever's left.
And this shows you what's going through their heads for that one big purchase. It's a really fascinating choice they have to make. Do you go for the feel-good story, bringing back the experienced David Miller? Or do you pick the ultimate tactical piece in Michael Bracewell, who could actually solve two problems in one go? Or do you make the smart value-for-money play with Shai Hope? All right, so once they've landed their big fish, the finisher, that's when the bargain hunting really starts. They'll be looking for some overseas cover, a few domestic specialists, and maybe even take a flyer on an uncapped player with a huge upside. It's all about adding that crucial depth without emptying the wallet.
Okay, let's bring it all home. How does this super calm, calculated strategy actually put them in a position to win the whole thing?
You have to remember, their amazing track record is built on exactly this kind of thinking, calm, clear, and confident. They've been one of the most consistent teams in the league, period. So this auction isn't about some massive change. It's about taking what's already great and making it, well, perfect.
So, at the end of the day, it all boils down to this, doesn't it? The squad is strong, the leadership knows what it's doing, and they know exactly what they need. If they can just execute this incredibly clear, disciplined plan at the auction table, they won't just stay in the conversation. They could very well become the team that everyone else is trying to beat.